The other fixtures in the Capital One Cup, we will keep you updated throughout the first half. As you can see, Darren Fletcher ready to lead out this United side. Wayne Rooney in the starting lineup too. So let's join our commentators. Tonight in 3D, it's Kevin Phillips and Daniel Mann. And for the rest of us, Alan Smith and Rob Hawthorne.
And it is heartwarming to see Darren Fletcher lead out Manchester United, bearing in mind that over the last 10 months since his last start, he wondered if his career might be ended by the debilitating bowel condition from which he suffered. But he does lead out a United team in good form. They may not have been too convincing in their recent performances, but they've struck up the habit of winning at least, and that is a good habit to keep. Tonight, Fletcher facing a Newcastle team with hopes of winning their first domestic trophy since 1955. But if they're to progress in this season's competition, they'll need to do something they haven't done for 40 years and win at Old Trafford against Manchester United. And this is the United side. Manchester United's problems in defence leave Sir Alex Ferguson picking a back four with in total just 2 previous appearances for the club between them. Michael Keane played in a League Cup tie last year, and Alexander Butner scored on his recent debut against Wigan. But Belgian fullback Marnik Vermaelen and former Liverpool youth Scott Wootton are making their club debuts. There is experience ahead of them though, with Fletcher making his first start in 10 months and Wayne Rooney returning after the natty crash suffered to his thigh. Alan Pardew makes 9 changes from the Newcastle team that defeated Norwich. Only James Perch and Mike Williamson started on Sunday. Fabrizio Colocini is back after 3 out, and Cheick Tiote makes his first start in 8 games after a calf injury. Gabriel Oberton returns to a former club where he never really established himself as a favourite in playing just short of 30 games. Johnny Evans is the senior member on the United bench, where 4 players have yet to appear for the club. And on the Newcastle side, Papis Cisse may get the chance to atone for his weekend blunder, especially if this tie goes all the way to penalties. In which case it would be perhaps a long night for this man on his return to the team, Alan.
Well, the more game time he can get, Rob, the better. He needs action and plenty of it. Must feel like a cup final, though, when he's been out for as long as he has, but great for him to have the captain's armband, and he might just have to do a fair bit of organising when you look at the inexperience they've got at the back. Young Michael Keane, looking forward to seeing him. I hear he's good on the ball, a bit like Rio Ferdinand, loves to bring it out, and got a future at this club.
Facing an inexperienced goalkeeper Newcastle turn, Rob Elliott playing only his 3rd game for the club.
Yeah, well, you look at the Manchester United strikers on view, and you fancy he'll have to be on top form, because I think he might have to pull off 1 or 2 saves. He could be busy.
Javier Hernandez offers up a prayer. And Newcastle come here with their manager, Alan Pardew, pledging to be positive. He's been honest enough to admit it is 4th on his list of priorities this season after the attempt to get into the Champions League, the bid to do well in the FA Cup, and also the bid to make an impression in the Europa League. But it's still a decent team he's turned out. Shola Amiobi is the most experienced member of it. Tonight, his 337th game for the club. And here is Michael Keane playing only his 2nd game for Manchester United. This is Anderson, who's been very much out of favour over the last year. Fletcher, Butner, and here's Danny Welbeck. Fletcher starting the game sitting in front of the back 4, the extra protection offered for that inexperienced back line, which also includes Scott Wootton. Header on was by Vermaelen, and here's Rooney back to Anderson. Trying to take it on, cleared though by Mike Williamson.
They've got a fair bit of experience at the back, haven't they? Newcastle, they'll be thankful for that on this night of all nights, playing against some terrific talent in the Manchester United ranks.
Here's Danny Welbeck. Fletcher. from Cleverley to David De Gea, who's lost his place in the Premier League. His only game in the last 4 was the Champions League match against Galatasaray, in which he did keep a clean sheet and also made a decent double save against the Turkish side in the second half of that win.
Manchester United's shape is actually more like 4-3-3, with Rooney and Welbeck either side of Hernandez, playing fairly narrow at the moment. Both full-backs for Manchester United. Alex Butner already has been trying to get forward, and Malik Vermael giving them plenty of width on the right-hand side. Here he goes.
Rooney, though, doesn't look to him. He looks instead for Javier Hernandez. It's cleared by Williamson, and Butner has a go, and he certainly hasn't lacked for confidence in the start to his United career.
No, well, that goal he got against Wigan would have done him a pair of good. Still a little bit of self-belief, because you come into this Manchester United team and sometimes you do need a run of games to make you believe that you are actually good enough, but doesn't seem to suffer from a lack of confidence.
He scored the 3rd goal in that 4-0 win against Wigan, and Sir Alex Ferguson up in the director's box tonight. Maybe a self-imposed exile for him, just at the stage where his opposite number completes a touchline ban. Welbeck, a former loanee at Sunderland, he lost his only derby match against Newcastle, memorably so too, on the wrong end of a 5-1 scoreline. Urged to clear and did complete it. It's Mike Williamson's header. Perch up for it. Danny Welbeck won it though for Hernandez. Here's Fletcher. Cleverly finding Welbeck. Butler has got forward again. Cleverly prepared to let it run on. Got the touch on to Anderson. Here's Rooney. Now Vermael. Got in a decent cross. Hernandez header away from goal, and he had 2 players behind him who were licking their lips at that opportunity.
A lovely ball in from the young fullback. Really was on the plate. On the plate's exaggerating it, but it was put into a beautiful area. Hernandez, as we know, is really strong in the air. Seen him score some beauties with his head, but just an inch or two too high for him on that occasion. Wayne Rooney maybe had a chance of giving him a shout, coming in behind.
Yobi challenging for it and winning it from Wooten. There's Gabriel Oberton. And now Perch. For Newcastle to have Tiote back and available, and an ideal opportunity for Alan Pardew to test his fitness in a match situation. Amiobi with the chest down. This is Gosling.
That's where they hope to get a bit of joy. Get it into Amiobi, let him hold it up, back in. Use his experience and strength against the 2 young centre-halves.
Welbeck. Here's Butner. Welbeck again. Rooney tried to let it run. Just too heavy for Butner to progress. Rather beaten to it by Anderson, but that's Gosling away. And here's James Tavernier. Now Sylvain Marveau. Just came Vermael. Tavernier looking to break with it, slipped past Anderson, and there was a foul there on him. Start from a fullback who, by reputation throughout the youth teams, likes to get forward. It's taken him his 3rd season here at United to make the first team breakthrough. Came into the youth setup from Standard Liège.
This is the first of the set pieces that Alan Pardew was talking about. Both centre-halves up. If they can take advantage.
Marveau trying to direct it towards them. Almost found its way through to Williamson. Mike Williamson still to score his 1st goal for Newcastle. Had to be David De Gea as it was. De Gea, a man under the microscope at the moment after his performance against Fulham. Away by James Tavernier. Here's Fletcher. Now Wooten. Cleverly. Scott Wooten, who was born in Birkenhead and was actually in the Liverpool set up as a youngster. Fletcher. Wooten looking for the ball over the top to Hernandez. Elliott prepared to let that one run.
And they've got so much mobility in their team, Manchester United, as well as pace in the form of people like Hernandez. So tonight for concentration, everybody in those black and white shirts just trying to feel their way into the game at the moment, Newcastle.
It's the first entry into the competition for both, as they are also involved in Europe. This being one of 5 all-Premier League clashes at this stage of the Capital One Cup. Amiobi wins the header. And Vukic was fouled by Wooten. And Newcastle have a free kick. And another opportunity to see if Manchester United will be vulnerable from set pieces.
Just a little bit of an experience for Scott Wooten to concede that and put his team under pressure. Again, both centre-halves going up, Williams and Colaccini.
It's the Frenchman Marveau over the free kick. And Williamson got in behind Colaccini, who's claiming that he was bundled over, but United end up getting the free kick.
Well, that's the threat he was talking about, Rob. It was a well-delivered ball in from Marveau. Williamson looked in a great position to get a good contact on it. He's given a handball, I think, now, hasn't he? Colaccini.
Cleared by Colaccini to Vukic. And here's Overton. To take on Butner, deflected back off him, and it's cut up by Wooten for the corner.
I hope to get a few more of those one-on-ones. Whether it's Marveau or Overton having a go with young Alex.
They know all about Overton here. De Gea trying to keep him out of his territory, and Butner has now come back to keep a close eye on him. Marveau drifts in the kick, Colaccini gets up, missed it, and so did Williamson somehow. And it's Anderson looking to launch a break for United. Rooney away to his left, he looks instead to his right to Hernandez. And that may not have been the best option.
No, it's 2 against 1 on the left-hand side. Rooney and Cleverley ganging up on Perch.
Tiote. Now Harris Vukic. This is Marveau. Gabriel Oberton. Looking for shoulder Amiobi. Beyond his reach. Amiobi has scored a couple of times against Manchester United, but both of them in defeats. The last one of them in an FA Cup semi-final.
It's a good chance for Manchester United on the counter-attack. I think he just picks the wrong ball here. Anderson, good work initially, but look at Cleverley and Rooney on that left-hand side.
His second start in 10 months, Anderson. Another one this season against Fulham. Tavernier is playing only his 5th game for Newcastle. 2 of the previous 4 were in this competition. Alan Pardew back in the manager's natural territory in the technical area.
I've seen his team get the ball in the box once or twice and cause some problems.
Marvo's kick. Here's Amiobi. Marbo. Afraid already blown as Vukic was lining it up for an earlier offside. And Ganfield had seen Amiobi stray offside.
He's having to drop back Vukic there when they haven't got the ball, Newcastle, but he's trying to get in support of Amiobi whenever he can.
Up goes Danny Welbeck. And here's Czech Tiote. Now Tavernier. Michael Keane with the header. Here's Buckner. Now Cleverley. Fletcher. Wooten. Buckner again.
Look across that back line, it's a really big ask, isn't it? One start between them, amongst that back four. So little experience. De Gea's got a part to play, isn't he, as the keeper, talking to them. He's only 21 himself, but much more experienced.
In terms of age, Buckner at 23 is the senior man of the goalkeeper and back four quintet. Amiobi climbing, and what an opportunity for Gosling.
He never looked comfortable on it, but another example of getting the ball in the box to show Amiobi and his power and height, winning the day. Easily getting the flick across to his teammate. That he makes a real hash of it, Dan Gosling. Nowhere near getting a clean contact. What a good chance that was.
And he knows it. Tiote. Caught, and there's Cleverley finding Welbeck. Really making the charge. And Tavernier just eased him out of the way. Nothing amiss in referee Anthony Taylor's view. Keane in the tussle with Vukic, and the Manchester United defender gets the referee's verdict and gets on with it with a free kick.
Did well, didn't he? Michael Keane. Doesn't overcommit himself, stands up.
Keane started as a right back, moved into the centre of defence where he's performed really well at reserve level. Here's Anderson. Anderson goes on. In this run! And Elliott denies it.
Oh, what an important stop that was, because it was a surging run from the midfielder. Plays a little 1-2, just keeps on going, takes a chance. Some really instinctive, sharp reflexes from Rob Elliott. Fantastic save. Anderson must have thought he'd scored.
Dearer to Manchester for Rob Elliott. He made some key saves in the goalless draw against Maritimo last week. Corner headed behind for another. Also the player who met it. Anderson, who won the corner, will now get the opportunity to take another. Youngsters both forward for the kick. Trying to keep it in, but beaten to it by Amiobi. Unable to keep it, the right side of the line.
Both teams had a really good chance, haven't they, in the space of a couple of minutes. There's Gosling and Anderson.
Here is Dan Gosling.
Well, every time they do win a free kick, they just take the time. Newcastle get the two centre forwards up there. They've got 1 or 2 set plays, rehearsed routines, and they have looked a threat.
Marvo trying to load another one in, and Williamson got in around the back of Rooney.
He fancy himself to beat Wayne Rooney at the far stick there, wouldn't he? But he did have a penalty appeal, Wayne Rooney, at the other end. And he clashed with Tavernier. The left back just scrambling to get goal side, gets the arm across the striker. What's his run? Whether the referee had a decent view of that, I don't know. I think the linesman on that side had a better one, but I don't think it was strong enough to give a penalty there. Good defending.
Vukic with the header on. Been able to get in front of Overton, then Manchester United may have had a problem, but it was behind him. And here's Tom Cleverley. Michael Keane is just 19. His brother Will also on the books here. Considered a great prospect. He's a striker, but currently out injured. This is Danny Welbeck. Tavernier. Big boot downfield from Fabrizio Colaccini. Wooden underneath it. Gosling. Marvo. Tiote. Now James Tavernier. Amiobi. Header away by Wootton, safe enough. Anderson. Another mile. Anderson.
Surprisingly, Newcastle withdrawing pretty quickly when United get the ball and come at them. They don't want to leave space in behind.
Here's Rooney. Cleared by Colaccini. Gosling. Cleared by Fletcher. Cleared by Tiote. Butler first to it. Darren Fletcher. Now Anderson. Newcastle haven't beaten Manchester United here in over 40 years. John Tudor and Stuart Barraclough got their goals in a victory that came a week after that fabled FA Cup shock when they were beaten by Hereford. Geordies have won just 9 of their 75 games against Manchester United here, just 1 of the last 47. So it's a big task for them. But against this inexperienced Manchester United defence, they might fancy their chances. There's Tavernier, who was the surprise choice at left-back. Had been widely expected David Santon would be rested, but Shane Ferguson was tipped to play there. He's on the bench. Rooney. Hernandez making the run. It was an intelligent run, but he couldn't connect with it.
It was a clever one down the side. No surprise that Wayne Rooney spotted it as well. One of those kind of coming over the shoulder a little. You've got to keep your eye on it. So easy to miscue or even miss it altogether. There's not a lot of space to run into there for those Manchester United attackers.
Well, on the face of it, it's Manchester United who have that extra quality in the final third, but so far unable to make it count. Here's Wootton. Now Danny Welbeck. Overton. Tried to cut it out and ended up heading it back to Shola Amiobi, who goes for goal. Doesn't trouble getting at all with that.
Darren Fletcher, he's trying to station himself in front of the centre forward to help out his younger centre half. He just couldn't quite get enough on it there, floating over his head, and again Amiobi causing problems.
Fletcher's 12th match against Newcastle. He's never lost to them in his career. Anderson. Butler. Followed by Roberton. He scored just once in his 28 games for Manchester United.
Butler's got the same amount, hasn't he? To 1 or 2. I think Newcastle will be displeased with this first 22 minutes, the way that they've settled into the game. Restricted Manchester United, maybe just to that one chance, wasn't it? Anderson storming through. I'm surprised that the home team are seeing a little more of the ball, but Newcastle have caused problems at the other end.
Both teams have lost just once this season. Manchester United on the opening weekend against Everton, Newcastle against Chelsea, but Newcastle have picked up more draws along the way. But there has to be an outcome here tonight. Here's Scott Wooden, who did get some first-team experience in loan spells at Peterborough and Nottingham Forest last season. And here's Rooney. Wooden again. There's a mile. Welbeck. Here's Amiobi. Williamson. Perch. Roberton with the back heel. From Vukic. This is Gosling. And Tavernier goes for goal. And this is the target.
It was on for him. Brave play from Tavernier. Coming inside Darren Fletcher.
There's Amiobi. Another test now for the young back line.
Wayne Rooney's at the far end there, where Williamson is lurking.
By Marvo, and De Gea saw it.
They can't match Newcastle, can they? Manchester United, height-wise, they've got the upper hand, the visitors.
Here's Vukic.
It's important he plays well, Vukic, as the link between midfield and attack.
Cleverly looking for Danny Welbeck, who got in behind Colaccini. Elliott, though, did enough. Marvo. Gosling. Gosling. Roberton. Coach trying to fire it across. In the end by Rooney, but straight back out. First to Perch and now to Gabriel Oberton. Amiobi looks to turn, and it's cleared by Scott Wooden.
Well, they're the more dangerous looking team at the moment, Newcastle. Getting themselves into some good positions.
They're starting to turn the heat up here, the visitors. Rooney here can bring United a bit of breathing space and tries to set Danny Welbeck away. It's a wonderful ball out from Rooney. Welbeck did well to keep his footing and to force the save. Another fine stop from Rob Elliott.
Yeah, wasn't it just because he nearly did lose his balance. Danny Welbeck skidding on the turf. What a ball that is from Wayne Rooney to find his strike partner. And that's where the balance came in, and he does catch that one. Welbeck, he really does, and another good stop from the keeper. Said he'd be busy tonight, so he's proving now with a couple of really important saves.
Rooney's corner, cleared by Tiote. Overton does all that he could there and win the throw-in. Who did win here as a player with Crystal Palace. And he lost an FA Cup final against them 5 months later. Perch. Well done, Danny Welbeck. He nips in there on Tiote. Fletcher. Rooney. Another terrific ball from Wayne Rooney. Here's Vermaele. Now Hernandez. Vermaele pulls it across, and it was an inviting cross as well. Surprise is that United had only one man in there.
Wayne Rooney had started the move, hadn't he, with that left to right ball, and he couldn't get himself up.
Here's Oberton. He's found a way past Wooden. Gosling had arrived, but Vermaele is there to meet it with a header clear. The United defence stays resolute for the time being. Welbeck. Anderson was crowded out. Wins the throw-in anyway. Fletcher. Cleverly. Danny Welbeck. Fletcher. Now Keane.
Got to try and move the ball quickly when you're up against an organised defence as Newcastle's is, that's defending pretty deep. And they did that a moment ago, Manchester United, when they got the ball whipped across the face of goal.
There's Michael Keane. Given away. First thing that's gone wrong really for the youngster since his first team breakthrough, and no harm comes from it.
No, Vukic did him a favour there by giving the ball away.
Great derby is coming up this weekend on Sky, and it all starts on Saturday with Arsenal against Chelsea, which is live from midday. Sky Sports 2 HD. Make sure you're with us for that. Hernandez. Really spring it about well, finding Vermaele this time. Now Hernandez. Fletcher. Rooney.
There's a loose touch there, but really starting to pull the strings from that deep position.
Overton. Here's Fletcher. Fell short for Rooney and Gosling was in the way. Tavernier. Gosling. Newcastle here just trying to keep it simple, and then Tavernier wins a throw-in out of the mile. Here's Tiote. From Dan Gosling to Fabrizio Colcini. Gosling. Find the gap for Perch. Welbeck stopped him. Here's Fletcher. Now Butner. Cleverly. Fletcher. Congested through the middle, cut up by Williamson.
A lot of space there. Fletcher going to lose passes in the space of the last 2 minutes, and that's to be expected, isn't it, when you're still looking to gain the strength in your legs and get up to speed in terms of the tempo of first-team football.
Well, it is a competition in which Sir Alex Ferguson has traditionally given his youngsters their head and also given opportunities to players who need match time, and that's certainly the case with Darren Fletcher. Miobi trying to cause confusion. Broken up in the end though by Keane. And here's Fletcher. Now Hernandez away from Colacini. Ends it in early for Danny Welbeck, who's left it behind for Rooney. Perch first on the scene. Hernandez finds Cleverly! And Tom Cleverly, who missed sitters in the recent England international against Ukraine, does a similar thing for Manchester United in front of goal.
Well, their best chance by far, Manchester United. What a move this was. The best move of the match from United's point of view. Really good movement from Welbeck to offer the pass. And that's a really nice first-time ball. The weight was perfect. The finish was anything but. The goal gaping, could have put it left, right.
Well, to himself to work on his finishing for Tom Cleverly, who's still to score his first goal for Manchester United. Marvo. Wooden. Fletcher. Anderson. Cleverly is going to put that miss out of his mind now. Here's Vermael. Butner. Wooden again. There's Rooney.
We've seen a bit of action, haven't we, in the respective goal areas, but Rob Elliott been the busier with 2 really good saves for his team.
Busy again here. This is Butner. Cleverly. Couldn't get past Tavernier.
Tavernier read it, made it a little obvious there, the young fullback. And he's done well. The 20-year-olds up against each other.
It's an ideal opportunity for an experienced manager to look at young players coming through the ranks. It can be a pretty hard school at times. Manchester United went out in the quarter-finals last year against Crystal Palace here, and 9 of the 14 players who were on duty that night are now playing their football elsewhere.
And the bar is set high at this football club, we all know that, and you've got to be something special to stay within this first-team squad, let alone get in the first 11.
United had lost at the quarter-final stage in both years since they last won this competition. Vukic with a header back. Here's Shola Amiobi, and he's won a corner.
That's when they've looked at their most dangerous, when they have got the ball into the big centre forward.
Butner again keeping Obertan under close attention. Marvo drifts in the kick. Colaccini was up. Got a deflection though, it's another corner.
Same player taking it, Marvo jogging across slowly.
They'll have to add stoppage time over this, won't they? Marvo has made it across from one side to the other. A long way out that time to Williamson. Rooney away. Just as Tiote was lining it up, Anderson went for it and got caught. Pleased with the way his side have acquitted themselves here?
Well, I think he would. I mean, his keeper's been brought into action and he's responded, Rob Elliott. But from that, they've been in the game, haven't they? They've caused problems when they've had the ball. Those set pieces, particularly, that Alan Pardew was talking about, they have been a threat.
Here's Wootton. Now Butner, danced away by Williamson, and again Mike Williamson, Fletcher, Rooney, Anderson, this is Cleverly, Anderson, a mile in a bit of space.
I think it was the right thing to do. Try and help it into the box first time, keep the ball moving. It's the only way to break down a resolute defence. Just miscues it, comes off the ankle. He's brave enough to take it on.
This idea from the young Belgian. Header away. And here is Vermeer. Keane. There's Colaccini. Tight to Shola Amiobi. It's away by Anderson. In the Manchester United team that won it in 2009. In fact, he got the decisive penalty in the shootout against Tottenham that year.
I wonder how much football he'll get now, particularly if Darren Fletcher is able to stay around. Seems to be drifting at the reckoning, Anderson.
Perch. Tiote. Flag is up. Shirt pulling by Vukic.
Yeah, he hasn't really been able to get into the game, and in general play hasn't been able to link it. Get the ball into the feet of Amiobi, off his midfielders.
Here's Van Mile. Good pressure by Tavernier. Delivery though let him down. Here's Keane. Rooney taking responsibility. The ball from Keane. Here's Cleverley. Now Welbeck. Butner. Anderson cleverly wanted it and gets it. Here's Fletcher. Forced to retreat by Harris Vukic.
Yeah, it's a sensible option, if you're not sure. And he wasn't sure about that forward ball there into Butner.
In by Rooney, did well. And Van Mile triggers off an attack with Tom Cleverley. Here's Fletcher. Anderson. Oh, good hit! Well, he may be struggling to find a way into the first team, but Anderson strikes gold here.
Well, he's a talent, Rob. We know that. He just doesn't always bring it to bear on the first team stage, but boy, did he there. And not only was it a great strike, it was great strength as well. He was under pressure all the time here. He's had to hold off his man and keep his balance and get that shot away. And Rob Elliott's done really well so far, but he cannot get near that when it comes in off the inside of the post. Really good goal from the Brazilian. Holds off Gosling to give himself the space for the shot. Beauty.
Well, he's hardly a prolific scorer, Anderson. To squeeze it in, just the right side of the post to give Manchester United the lead here. Elliott kept him out earlier, but no way he could stop that one.
No, and it's in the teeth of Newcastle, isn't it? Just before half-time. That's what they didn't want. Worked really hard to stay in this game.
Here's Cleverley. Welbeck. Hernandez helped it back towards Tom Cleverley, although the touch in the end was too heavy. Here's Oberton. Tavernier. And Amiobi climbs. United playing on, despite the fact they have a defender, but they're just getting back to his feet. He's all right though. And Manchester United are in good shape too, thanks to Anderson, a goal right on the brink of half-time. He'd been denied by Elliott earlier, but in the final minute of the half, he struck to give United the lead here. Manchester United 1, Newcastle 0.